With my experience and your ambitions, let's navigate the world of business, making informed choices and capitalizing on every opportunity. Exit planning. When you hear that phrase, what comes to mind? Maybe you think of retirement or selling your business after years of hard work, but exit planning is far more than just the final chapter of your business story. You create legacy and wealth by building resilience, ensuring sustainability, and setting up your business for success long before you ever consider stepping away. And in today's rapidly changing financial and legal landscape, having a solid exit plan isn't just smart, it's essential. So why am I bringing this up now? Well, the landscape of bankruptcy law is shifting, especially for small businesses. If you're not prepared, these changes could catch you off guard, turning what might have been a manageable setback into a catastrophic pitfall. So let's dive into why exit planning, capital planning, and increasing enterprise value are not just important, but critical for navigating these changes and ensuring your business doesn't just survive, but thrives. So let's talk about the new bankruptcy landscape. There's this elephant in the room, the new bankruptcy laws. And these changes are designed to offer more flexibility to small businesses, but they also introduce new challenges. Under the revised Subchapter V of Chapter 11, or V, small businesses now have a streamlined process that's less costly and time-consuming. But here's the catch. While the barriers to entry are lower, the stakes are much higher. You'll need to demonstrate a willingness and a solid ability to restructure and return to profitability. This means your financials, your operations, and strategic planning, it's got to be airtight. If your business isn't prepared, if you don't have a robust plan in place, you could find yourself in a situation where you're forced into bankruptcy under less favorable conditions. And once you're in, your options narrow significantly. And the goal is to avoid this scenario altogether by being proactive. This is how exit planning is the blueprint for success. Like I said, it's not about just figuring out how to leave your business. It's also making sure your business is attractive, that it's valuable and viable, whether you're looking to sell it, pass it on to your family members, or just secure financing. An exit plan is that blueprint for success, guiding your decisions to ensure you're building value every step of the way. When you look at exit planning, it's also a part of your risk management. It's a very critical part of it. And by having a well thought out exit strategy, you're not just planning for success, you're planning for the possibility of failure, of downturns, and unexpected challenges. This is particularly important given these new bankruptcy laws. Businesses that fail to plan their exit are more likely to end up in financial distress, where options are limited and outcomes are often unfavorable. So let's take an example. Consider a business that has grown rapidly, but hasn't really taken the time to assess its exit strategy. The owners are focused on growth, but they're not realizing that they're also growing their risk. And so when a financial crisis hit, like a market shift, a pandemic, economic downturns, or just internal challenges, somebody's getting divorced, somebody gets sick, they find themselves with few options. And their only recourse is maybe to sell at a steep discount, or worse, you file for bankruptcy under these new, more stringent laws. And so with proper exit planning, this scenario can be avoided. So here's a key consideration that you should think about what should an exit plan include. At a minimum, it should cover these things. A business valuation. Understand the current value of your business and what drives that value. Regular valuations help you track your progress and identify areas for improvement. When it comes to succession planning, whether you plan to sell, pass the business to a family member, or transition to employee ownership, you need a clear succession plan. And this ensures continuity as well as stability. When it comes to financial planning, this involves more than just keeping the books balanced on your QuickBooks, right? It includes capital planning, which we'll cover next, tax strategies, and ensuring you have the liquidity to manage unexpected challenges. There's legal consideration. You need to review contracts, your leases, and any other legal obligations that you have committed to. You got to make sure there's no hidden liabilities that could affect your exit. Look at the market conditions. Stay informed about your industry and the market trends. Timing your exit during a favorable market can significantly impact the outcome. And then there's contingency planning. What if things don't work out? If they just don't go as planned? A contingency plan prepares you for your worst case scenarios, ensuring you have a way out that minimizes loss. So here's a case study of successful exit planning. Let's look at a real world example. So let's consider a mid-sized manufacturing company that planned its exit over a decade. The owners knew they wanted to sell eventually, so they focused on building value by investing in technology, expanding their market reach, and improving operational efficiency. They also ensured they had a succession plan in place with key employees to take over critical roles. And when it came time to sell, they had multiple offers and were able to choose the one that best aligned with their goals, resulting in a profitable exit. Now, that wouldn't have been possible without a comprehensive exit plan. So let's talk about capital planning. That's kind of like you're building a financial fortress. This is the process of managing your financial resources to ensure that you can meet its goals, whether that's growth, stability, or in some cases, just survival. Proper capital planning is like building a financial fortress around your business, protecting it from external and internal threats. When we think about resilience in today's uncertain environment, capital planning is more important than ever. The new bankruptcy laws make it clear that businesses need to be financially resilient. So if your capital structure is weak, you're more likely to find yourself in a situation where bankruptcy is your only option. But with proper planning, you can build a buffer that allows you to weather financial storms without resorting to drastic measures. Here are some strategies for effective capital planning. When it comes to debt management, ensure your debt levels are manageable. Understand how debt service works and that you have a plan for paying down that debt, not just looking at the entire amortization period. Maybe there's opportunities throughout the years to make a large payment to really pay down a loan balance, for example. You want to avoid over leveraging, which can put you at risk during downturns. Next would be liquidity management. You got to maintain sufficient liquidity to cover short-term obligations. And this could include having a cash reserve that could be used in emergencies. And then there's investment planning. You got to allocate capital to investments that will drive growth and improve efficiency. And this could include new technology, equipment, or market expansion. Next would be taking a risk assessment. Regularly assess the financial risks your business face, including market risk, credit risk, and operational risk. Use this assessment to adjust your capital plan accordingly. Now, there's different scenarios, both positive and negative, and the plan that you can respond to financially. And this might include planning for economic downturns, industry disruptions, or changes in consumer behavior. When was the last time you went to the mall, right? So, capital planning can really save the day. Let's think about a retail business that managed to survive the 2008 financial crisis due to its strong capital planning. The business that maintained a healthy cash reserve, which allowed it to keep operating even when sales dropped significantly. They also had to manage their debt carefully, ensuring they had low leverage and could continue to meet their obligations. And as a result, they didn't just survive the crisis, they emerged stronger with increased market share as competitors who hadn't planned as well were forced to close, right? Another thing is to increase enterprise value. This is the key to a profitable exit. This is perhaps the most critical element in ensuring your exit is not just successful, but highly profitable. Enterprise value isn't just about how much your business is worth on paper, it's about how attractive it is to potential buyers, investors, or your successors. So when you look at the importance of enterprise value and exit planning, you increase it as a key part of how you're putting your whole plan together. The higher the enterprise value, the more options you have when it comes to your exit. A high value business is more likely to attract multiple buyers, giving you leverage in negotiations. It also increases the likelihood of securing favorable terms, whether you're selling outright, merging, or just seeking an investment. And in terms of the buyer, it's also, if things are in order the way they're supposed to be, it's easier for them to structure financing on their side. So how do you increase enterprise value? Here are a few strategies. One, pretty obvious, revenue growth, right? If you focus on the top line, new products, services, or market expansion, you're diversifying your revenue streams. That also makes your business more attractive. Profitability, working on improving your margins by reducing costs, increasing efficiency, or raising prices. A highly profitable business is always more valuable. Operational efficiencies. Streamline your operations to reduce waste and improve productivity. This not only boosts profitability, but also makes your business easier to scale. Next would be brand equity. Investing in building a strong brand that resonates with customers, stands out in the market. Brand equity is a significant component of enterprise value. Think about customer retention. It's so hard to get a customer, so you got to focus on retaining and expanding your customer base. High customer retention rates indicate stability and growth potential. Next would be innovation. Stay ahead of the competition by innovating in your products or services or business model. Businesses that lead in innovation often command higher valuations. So let's think about maximizing enterprise value. I've worked with tech startups that successfully increase their enterprise value by focusing on innovation and their brand equity. The company develops unique products, they gain traction in the market, and they invested heavily in branding to differentiate themselves from competitors. They focus on customer retention, ensuring that their customers were not just satisfied, but loyal. And when it came to exit, they attracted multiple offers, including from larger tech firms looking to acquire their technology and their brand. And the result is a highly profitable exit that rewards the founders and the investors alike. So let's connect the dots. Exit planning, capital planning, and enterprise value. These are not separate strategies. They are interconnected, they're interdependent. So your exit plan should inform your capital planning, ensuring that you have the financial resources to build value and navigate challenges. Meanwhile, increasing your enterprise value should be a key focus of both your exit and capital planning efforts, and ultimately how it determines the success of your exit. Now, let's talk about the impact of legal challenges. The changes in these bankruptcy laws underscore the importance of all these strategies that I've just talked to you about. The new laws provide more options for small businesses, but they also raise the bar for financial and operational preparedness. When you focus on exit planning, capital management, and increasing your enterprise value, you're not just preparing for a potential exit, you're ensuring that your business is resilient, valuable, and capable of thriving in any environment. So here are some practical tips for implementing these strategies. And the first is, you have to start early. Don't wait until you're ready to exit to start planning. The earlier you begin, the more time you have to build value and address any weaknesses. Regularly review and adjust. Your plan should be living documents that evolve with your business. Regularly review and adjust them based on changes in your business, the industry, and the broader economy, even your staff. Some people come, some people go. Maybe you find somebody who was a lot stronger in a particular area that, wow, has really changed your vision in terms of where your business is headed. Seek professional advice. Don't go it alone. You're not going to find your answers on Reddit. Work with financial advisors, accountants, and legal experts who can provide guidance and help you avoid common pitfalls. Focus on long-term value. I often tell clients, don't focus on the months or years, focus on the decade. Don't get caught up in short-term gains at the expense of long-term value. Every decision you make should contribute to the overall health and value of your business. Stay informed. Keep up with changes in legal, financial landscapes that could impact your business. This will allow you to adjust your strategies proactively than being reactive. So as we wrap up today, it's a very complex and ever-changing business environment, but I really am a believer that exit planning, capital planning, and increasing enterprise value are not just strategies, they're necessities. These new bankruptcy laws are a wake-up call for business owners to get serious about these aspects of their business. And by taking the time to plan and prepare, you can ensure that your business doesn't just survive, but thrives, regardless of what capital challenges or challenges in general come your way. And when that time comes to exit, you're in the best possible position to do so profitably rather than falling into a pitfall. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next week.